Hey, what's up guys? I'm Afro Productions and I'm back with another movie review. You guessed it, X-Men Apocalypse. So, without further ado, let's get started. Bryan Singer's fourth directed X-Men movie. This is the third movie to the X-Men First Class trilogy and the ending of the story of the X-Men First Class, McAvoy, Fassbender, and Jennifer Lawrence characters. And this is kind of the... So this movie takes place after Days of Future Past and it takes place in the 80s. Overall, I had a lot of fun at this movie. I believe this movie did have a couple problems with it. I'll get to that in a minute. But overall, I feel like this movie had a pretty good, solid story. So they set up this apocalypse story very well. Passes his consciousness to the next mutant so he can inherit not only their powers but can live a long lifespan. I thought that was really cool. I like how they show his four horsemen in the beginning and how he always had those mutants that were protecting him. I love the scenes where he went to recruit his four horsemen. Those were great examples of Apocalypse's character of bestowing power onto these already powerful mutants. Magneto's character in this movie is probably one of the best reasons to see this movie, because of his character arc and how far he's come. He tries to live a normal life. He tries to do what Charles always told him to do, and to live with them and work with humans. And you see him try, and then you get that scene in the forest. I saw that scene in the forest, I literally, like, holy crap, you just killed Magneto's wife and child? You gonna die. You gonna die. Like, you know you're gonna die. That scene was so powerful, and the way that Fassbender played that scene, it was so gut-wrenching. Like, for the first time you see Magneto actually caring about someone other than himself and other than his mutant brothers and sisters, and you can see that he loved his daughter, and to see her get killed in front of him, similar to what happened to his mom, it's like he can't escape this tragedy. So even in the alternate timeline of this movie, he cannot escape his tragedy, and he cannot escape who he is, and he is Magneto. I love James McAvoy's Professor X in this movie and its humor that he had with Moira. This is Professor X. He's one of the most powerful mutants on Earth, and he's still tripping over a girl. Like, it's funny. It's actually really cool, and it makes him, you know, very human. The fact that he's been type stalking Moira this whole time is kind of funny. Quicksilver, man. Quicksilver. That X-Men Days of Future Past scene when Quicksilver does it, we were blown because we didn't know. This time we see it coming, but they still find a way to make it awesome. I was cracking up the entire scene. That scene was epic. The music choice, again, nailed it. And to see him come in the mansion, that was a great scene. Dog and the pizza with Beast, like, that scene was hilarious. And you even see him beat up Apocalypse a little bit. I thought that scene was great. You see him, doom, run over here, doom, run over there. But then, of course, it's Apocalypse. I know we're gonna talk about the Wolverine cameo, because wasn't it awesome? Absolutely loved it. It was one of my favorite scenes of the movie. I love the little fan service of the Weapon X helmet that he had on. Cool plot device to use, because Cyclops, Jean, and Nightcrawler are all untrained young mutants. To be realistic, they couldn't take out all those soldiers that are trained and armed, even as powerful as Jean and Cyclops are. A couple of negatives of this film were also, unfortunately, had to do with Apocalypse. Apocalypse is one of the biggest villains in the Marvel Universe, and probably one of the X-Men's fiercest and most powerful opponents. And I think that his fight at the end with the X-Men was kind of a little bit underwhelming. You would think that this battle between two of the strongest mutants of all time, Magneto and Apocalypse, you would think that things would just be like blowing up and flying, and they were going blow for blow, like Apocalypse would do something and knock Magneto. But instead, it was just Magneto doing this for like a good 5 minutes. I believe that Psylocke was completely underutilized. Another thing that I have a problem with is the Horsemen's conviction to be on Apocalypse's side. I didn't see much reasons for them to join Apocalypse except for Magneto. When they were fighting the other X-Men, I wanted to see more of a conviction of why we're following Apocalypse and why we believe that he is right in what he's doing. Moira's character is also another negative. I feel like in the beginning she was there, and then by the end of the movie she was just... First of all, it's Moira's fault that Apocalypse got out. Let's be honest. You left the door open. You let the light in. It's your fault. By the end of the movie, she's kind of just there. Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique. I don't want to say anything bad. I just don't feel like Jennifer Lawrence is fully committed to this role of Mystique. But I just don't feel like she's connected to the character anymore. I feel like she's a little distant. She's not... The very end, the last moments of this movie hit me in the childhood. And you see Beast, and it looks like he's about to activate. Wait for it. The Danger Room. You see Sentinels. You see Sentinels. So, X-Men Apocalypse. This movie was a very enjoyable movie. If I had to give this movie a score out of 10, I would give it a 7.5. I thought it was very enjoyable. It had its problems. It had its low points. I think that overall, this movie was a very enjoyable movie. Keep it locked in this channel for more movie reviews in the future. Until next time, peace.